What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and it is the first of the month, and you'll know what that means. It is time to sell some bonds. If this is your first video, or first video on the subject, let me explain why we do this. First things first, I'm going to go actually sell some bonds. To get there, I'm going to go to the little gear icon up there at the top. We're going to go to inventory, and we're going to go over here to bond. Now, the best part about this is you don't need 4-star bonds to make this happen. A lot of you guys have been messaging me because you're new at the game and you're looking for ways to basically improve. This is another free-to-play method in the game that really improves quality of life if you're not familiar. Basically, all your 2-star and 3-star bonds here, you can sell. Now, I have some 4-star bonds. I'm not going to mess with those at the moment, but we're going to talk about the 2 and 3-star to begin with. And what I'm going to do here, normally I save a few of these, but right now at the point we are in the game, I don't think it's worthwhile to actually upgrade 2 and 3 stars if you can help it. Now, a lot of you guys that are new at the game, you'll probably want to upgrade a few 3 stars, help you get into certain portions of the game, but largely by, the first month or two in the game, by the time we really start doing the summons, like I'm going to recommend here in a couple weeks when the general pool opens up once again and does a big update. After that update, you're going to do a lot more summons, and you're going to wind up with a ton of these units you're never going to use. Here's what you do. The start of every month, or at least before the end of each month, you're going to come into this page and you're going to sell a bunch of these bonds. Now, you'll see a little button over there at the top right beneath my rank that says sell multiple items. If I click on that, it'll give me two options, sell surplus or sell all. Now, if I select sell all, it will literally sell every bond in the 2 and 3-star range that I've got. You can see I can check 2 and 3-star. The nice part about this, and I talk about this every month, but hear me out on this. See how I can select 4-star. If I select 4-star, it will not let me sell all my bonds. It literally will not let me mess up. And if I go out here, you'll see I have a ton of 4-star bonds I'm just chilling on for various reasons. Some of these units I haven't had an opportunity to upgrade. Some of these units I have no desire to upgrade. Some of these units I'm still deciding what I'm going to do with. So when it comes to this, I'm going to go up here to the top, I'm going to select all, and I'm going to sell all of my 2 and 3-star bonds. Now, because I haven't done a huge amount of summons, I don't have very many. So that's only going to give me 90 Seiros. Now, a lot of you guys that are new at the game, you're probably not going to have a huge amount either. So don't worry about that too much. Basically, the reason we do this, we go back to the main page, and you go down here to shop, and go to the Seiros and Dulb exchange. Whatever it's called. So the white gems at the top are called your Seiros, and your black gems are called your Dulb. Your Seiros, basically, if you go a little further down here, you see you can sell some of your Dulb for prism bonds. Those are the free bonds that you could put on any non-time limited unit. They're very useful. You'll actually see me accumulate a few of those throughout the month. You can do one a month, and I try to grab both of those if I can help it. I can also exchange it for 4 stars, but I don't think that's worthwhile anymore. I actually looked at it the other day. The current general pool is 164 units deep. So odds with this is you're going to get some garbage that you're just going to want to sell again. So I don't think this is worthwhile. Personal opinion. Somebody might differ, but I don't think it's worthwhile. What you really want to do is you want to come down here, and if you have enough, definitely grab your 3 and 2-star tickets. This is capable of dropping a 4-star, and this is 100% free to play. Unlike with Dulb, and I'll get to what Dulb is here in a minute, but all your Seiros you can actually sell for up to 10 3-star and 2-star tickets. Normally I would do this right out of the gate. At the moment, I'm actually chilling on this. There's going to be a big update, and I've got a ton of tickets that I'm going to blow when that update happens. So after that, then I'm going to come in here because I'm going to have a bunch of 3 stars and 2 stars that I can then sell for massive profit. The number one thing I do is I recommend coming down here and grabbing these items. Dungeon cakes, dungeon sandwiches are really the best. Second best are bouquets and single flowers. Then I would do books and nobility and dungeon sandwich, or I'm sorry, books and knowledge. Now I'm going to grab a couple of dungeon sandwiches. I'm not going to have a huge number at this point because I don't have that much Seiros, and that's fine. That's fine. The reason I recommend grabbing this, and once again, I'm going to cater this video to people that are new at the game because there are a lot of people coming into the game right now. And if we go over to the character sheet right here and go to character list is this big area where you can actually upgrade units. So basically each one of these bars is basically upgraded. So like Argonaut right here is about to go up to the next level. He's pretty close. for that level. But what I like to do is I like to go down here to the bottom and actually start with some of my units that are pretty low level. Now, to give a brief overview of what this is right here, I'm going to grab some of my lower, like Bachi would be a great one to upgrade here. Bachi and Argana are a little bit lower on the list. Obviously, most of you guys that are newer, your units are going to be in these single digits. That actually works out really well for you. And the reason I'd say that is because if I go right here to Bachi, boom, and if I go over here to offer present, that's where these items come into play. So you notice I have a ton of dungeon cakes and dungeon sandwiches. That's because I basically bought out the shop and we've gotten a ton of rewards. But you see it will say CP and have a number next to it. Dungeon sandwiches, books of knowledge, and single flowers are kind of what they call the small item. They're worth about 100 CP, but you'll see dungeon sandwich in her case has a little heart next to it. That actually doubles its value. It's what she prefers to have. If I go up here to like Winnie, she'll actually prefer to have the flowers. So single flower will actually give her 200 CP, where dungeon sandwich is now down to 100. What is CP? Well, CP very simply put, if we go over here to CP reward list, it'll tell us it's minor upgrades that you can do to your characters. But these upgrades are cumulative across everything. So in other words, like I mentioned before, low levels you get 10 agility, and notice at level 3 you get 5 iris. Level 5 you get 5 iris. Level 9 you get 5 iris. If you ever hear me talk about the reason to get new units in the game, units that are unique and that have never been in the game before, in the case of like Bachi and Argana when they dropped, they were the only units we had of them at the time. You can accumulate a lot of iris very quickly, and in fact, if you're really lucky, you actually might be able to accumulate enough iris to make up for your summon if you have a lot of CP items. Early people in the game, you're not going to be that lucky, but with your low levels, it doesn't take a lot to upgrade units. What do I mean by that? Well, Winnie here is level 25, and she is, what is her, she basically is right at level 25. So to upgrade her to the next level, it'll tell me up there at the top, I have 2,235 CP left to upgrade her. But if I go back down here to some of my lower level units, the crossover units namely, level 18, Toka is going to require only 1,200, literally half the amount at that much lower of a level. If I go up here to the top, let's just grab Haruhime for the sake of silliness. Haruhime, to get up to level 45, or level 46 technically, is going to be almost 7,000, and she's a little further along than anybody else. So the lower the level, the faster you upgrade. The higher the level, it gets sketch. But the real nice part about this, you don't have to worry too much, because level 38, technically level 39, but level 38 is kind of the sweet spot for unit upgrades. Reason I say that, let's go right here to CP reward list, and if I go up here, let's go down a little bit further. So at level 38, you get 5 HP. That's kind of universal. Most units get something like that. Level 39 is an MP upgrade. That's, once again, almost pretty universal with most units. And then level 40, you get Ascension Fauna. Pretty much beyond 40, you're just going to get Iris. You get some books, some more Iris, some more Ascension Fauna. Everything beyond level 39 is pretty much a vanity reward, as I call it. So getting units to level 38 is pretty much your best bet. Level 39 would be pretty sweet, but for Argo, it's really not the end of the world. I really like to try to get everybody, if I can, up to level 38. And Mikasa's really high, because she used to be really, really useful for a while. And that's actually pretty sweet, because I expect her to get a big upgrade when we get the Titan rerun, which we don't know that it is 100% going to happen, but I've pretty much speculated. It seems like it's on its way. So let's go back down here to Argana and Bachi. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and feed them up real quick. Let's go a little further. That's all my crossover units. So I'm going to go ahead and get Argana up to level 25, because I actually use her a lot more than Bachi. So to get her up to level 25 is going to be 2,300 CP. But really, that's not going to be a problem. If I go down here to, you see I could actually use, what, 2,300 CP would be 12 dungeon sandwiches. Well, if I go down here, I actually have dungeon cakes. Dungeon cakes are, when I said the small item versus the big item, dungeon cakes are twice as much CP. You'll also notice there's other units, like Winter Reverie Present. We got that for a thing a while back. I don't know why I'm chilling on it, but I am. Meat Fruit is specifically for Xenos units like Winnie and Ray and Fia and units like that. lead, they'll use meat fruit. Not really worthwhile going into these at the moment. And there's another one that's specific to crossover units that's called the Arario Souvenir. I usually hoard those at the beginning of the month. But I'm not really worried about these units at the moment. I'm waiting for the collab to come back, and hopefully we can farm some of that stuff. So for me, that's not a big deal. I'm going to try to upgrade Argana here to level 25. Let's see what she gets at level 25, though. Let's go up here. So level 24. Level 24, she got 10 Iris. Level 25, she's going to get 12 Magic. So that's going to be... I think she's a physical unit, though. I'm pretty sure she's a physical unit, so I don't think that's really going to affect her too much. But we're going to do it anyway for the sake of the video. So we're going to go ahead and give her 6 books, or 6, we'll give her 5 dungeon cakes. It's going to go up to 20. Bam. Now we need, what? 285 more. Now, if I go ahead and give her a dungeon sandwich, that's only going to get her up to 200. So I've got to give her 2. Whatever. Now she's level 25. Now, the other thing that's really interesting about this, if we go out here to the guild screen, and I don't actually have it here, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. As you upgrade CP levels, there's more rewards you can get right here. So, like, belt level 25 times 70. Once I get 70 units up there, and I've got, what, 66 now? Once I get 70 units up to level 25, so I just got, like, 4 more to get up there, I'll get another 10 Iris. Well, that doesn't seem impressive. Remember, with your lower levels and the fewer units you have, the faster you're going to accrue this. So you can accrue a lot of Iris very quickly with newer units. Now, does that mean you should summon on the current banners? Well, refer back to my Before You Summon video on that because, well, I don't know when you're watching this video. But this is something we do at the beginning of every month. The Seiros shop will reset at the beginning of every month. Pretty straightforward stuff. So take advantage of this. The other thing I want to mention is if you've been playing the game and if you've got the not only the Bell story, but also the Eyes and the Leafia story unlocked, you're going to be able to go in here and you'll see that little kind of reset looking button up at the top. You'll be able to reset this and you'll be able to use Eyes in town and Leafia. Now, I want to show you something interesting here. If we go to character list, notice Haruhime when she was on Bell was her links were blue and she was level 45. Now she's level 41 here. You get three different ways to upgrade units. You get the Bell's CP levels, Eyes' CP levels, and Leafia's CP levels. And remember I said they're cumulative? They work on every single event. And all three of them actually compound. So in the case of like Haruhime here, now since she's the most upgraded unit, I'll just show you the biggest difference between her. Her CP rewards, if we go up here, she just gets tons and tons and tons of these bad boys. So she get like HP and MP once again at those final levels. So imagine 3 times over. Basically, CP level 38 on all 3 would give her, this final one would give her 15 HP because it's obviously Bell's going to get 15. Leafia's and Eyes' are all going to get 15. So she's going to get a huge upgrade. If you want to see how big this upgrade is, let's go back here to the album. And I'm going to go ahead and just do this the easy way. Let's pull up Haruhime here and look at her right here. Now, obviously mine is fully ascended and fully max limit broken. So the base stats, the ones I want you to pay the most attention to are HP 3440, magic attack is 1647, and MP is 378. So 3440, 378, and 1647. If I actually go back to my status board, come on, and I go to my Haruhime, 3770 HP. So remember when I talk about units at the beginning, and she's almost got, what, 100 more MP and a ton more magic attack? So you see how quickly this adds up. This is huge for the game. So definitely take advantage of this each and every time. Each and every month when we get that shop reset, that's why I do this video the first of every month, take advantage. This is a huge asset to you guys. Now, one other thing I want to talk about here is 4-star units. So if we go back to the bonds here, inventory, and bond. And you'll notice I've got some 4 stars up here, and I've got a few 4 stars that I really don't mind selling, like Beauty Eyes. If you click and hold on this unit, it'll bring up her stats. It'll tell you how many you've got. Her stats, she's got sleep and all that, but really for like an ailment unit, you don't need that much. So I really don't need that that Beauty Eyes. In fact, a temporary healer right here is going to be a great example of that. But I'm going to use Beauty Eyes just for the sake of, she's old, she's kind of useless to me. You don't need max bonds on an ailment unit, so I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice her. So if I just click the sell button there, boom, and max that bad boy out, it'll tell you that now I'll get 50 Seiros and 10 Dulb. Remember I said Dulb's really important? Dulb is that black gem that you get that you can then buy prism bonds with. So while I've got these bonds that I'm really never going to use, I've got some units that I use a lot that maybe I haven't pulled bonds up, that at, you know, towards the middle, towards the end of the month, whatever, I can then go grab those 2 bonds and start throwing those into other units, or save them and accrue them for whatever happens. Now, this, for newer players, this is probably not something you're going to be really taking advantage of for maybe even the first year of the game. You're going to be collecting units and enjoying units and, you know, that kind of stuff. And this is really only duplicates. So, like, if I get a new unit, an old unit that I haven't had before, that I can't do this. This is only, like, when you get bonds to fully build out that unit. But, let's go ahead and sell. Bam. Now I've got 50 Seiros, I've got 10 Dulb, and my goal here, I've got quite a few units in here. In fact, if I go to sell multiple, I could sell some 4-star surplus. Let's see if we have any. No bonds available. Okay. So, this is your goddess, Hestia. I've been on the fence about whether to sell her. I really don't use her. I don't have that many uses for her. I'm probably going to wind up selling her. And then, like I said, temporary healer, I really don't have a lot of uses for her. I could almost max limit break her, and one thing to keep in mind is every time you do a limit break, you do get 10 Iris. But for me, I think, like, if I sold those 3, I sold the Hestia unit, and I came down here and sold a few other units, then pretty quickly I'd be able to get a Prism Bond very fast. For me, and my interest in the game, I think the Prism Bond is way more worth, personally, my opinion. But that's a decision that you would have to make on your own. And once again, for newer players, that's really not going to be relevant to you guys. But neither here nor there. That is the bond system, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of the video in the comments section down below. We do this at the beginning of every month. I know some of you guys probably get tired of it. It is redundant, but we've gotten a lot of new players in the game. And once again, I think this is really, really, really important to explain. If something wasn't clear, definitely ask questions in the comments section. We'll try to explain it a little bit better, maybe, and it helps me do this video better next time for those of you guys that are new, because I've been playing this game for like 3 years now. Sometimes I forget little fine, tiny details. So let me know, guys. Like, comment, and share. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi here really, really soon.